Well, very good evening, dear friends. In this part 2 of Securities Contract Regulation Act, I deal with the stock exchanges and their recognition. In this, sections 3 to 12A of the Act contains the main provisions on recognized stock exchanges. The securities can be listed only in recognized stock exchanges. This is the most important point. This could be an examination question for you all. The power of granting recognition to stock exchange is vested with the central government only, remember, not SEBI, under section 4. Under section 3 of the Act, any stock exchange seeking recognition must make an application in the prescribed manner to the government, central government. Then it should furnish the bylaws, state the constitution, powers of management and other details as required, which are stipulated under section 3 of the SECRA. That is Securities Contract Regulation Act, SECRA as it is called. Then the central government may grant recognition to the stock exchange as provided under section 4 of the Act if it is satisfied that the requisite formalities are complied with after making an inquiry. Then the central government also may impose certain conditions which may be necessary. Then it should ensure the fair dealing and investors' protection are carried by stock exchanges for granting recognition. The central government may impose any such condition, including conditions relating to the qualifications for membership in the stock exchanges, the manner of entering into contracts, representation of central government on the board also, and then it would be ultimately gazetted. And then, if any violation is found under section 5, the recognition could be withdrawn. And then, these powers also can be exercised by SEBI or the Reserve Bank in accordance with section 29A of the Securities Contracts Regulation Act. Then, friends, section 5 is most important provision for withdrawal of recognition. Then there are few important issues like section 6, which empowers the central government to call for periodical returns or direct inquiries to be made. Section 7, every recognized stock exchange must furnish the necessary details to the central government and give annual reports. 7A empowers the stock exchanges to make rules restricting voting rights subject to approval by the central government. And then section 8, central government is empowered to direct the recognized stock exchange to make rules or amend any rules as it thinks fit. Section 9, the stock exchanges can make their own bylaws. Section 10 empowers SEBI now, not central government, to make or amend bylaws of recognized stock exchanges. So here both the central government and SEBI could be the regulators. Then under 12, section 12, the central government is empowered to suspend the business of a recognized stock exchange. 12A, SEBI may issue such directions in this regard. That sections 13 to 19 deal with the contracts and option securities and the conditions for listing under 21 to 21A. So these are all the provisions you are supposed to study. Here there is an important subject matter called the clearing corporation. What is clearing corporation? It may not be an essay type question, but you must understand. A clearing corporation is one which is a company incorporated under the Companies Act 1956 and carries the duties and functions of a clearing house with the approval of SEBI. Section A of the Act contains the necessary provisions. A recognized stock exchange may, with the prior approval of the SEBI, transfer the duties and functions of a clearing house to a clearing corporation for the purpose of the periodical settlement of contracts and differences thereunder, the delivery of and payment for securities, and any other matter incidental to or connected with such transfer. Like clearing houses of banks, here is a case, it is with regard to the security deals, sale and purchase. The clearing corporation must make bylaws and submit the same for SEBI's approval. The provisions of section 4 to 12 shall apply to a clearing corporation as they apply in relation to recognized stock exchanges. These are the things which you are supposed to know with regard to clearing houses. Then friends, once again we come to the penalties part. And then the penalties are concerned, sections 23 to 23K deal with penalties. As I told you, I will give you only guidelines here. You have to take the, download the provisions and then study. Section 23, if a person violates the provisions of section 6, that is to file periodical returns and furnish information or such things, and then or violation of section 13 relating to declaration of the government, contracts are illegal, or section 16 relating to power of central government to prohibit contracts, or section 17 licensing, 17A public issue and listing of securities, section 19 relating to prohibition of working of stock exchanges, and then contracts in derivatives, 18A, then 30, then the punishment is imprisonment for a term which may extend to 10 years or with fine which may extend to 25 crores or with both. Even under SEBI, you have to see the imprisonment portion also. Both SEBI, sector depositories. All the three, see the imprisonment portion, fine, and then both. Then contravention of sections 15, 21, 21A punishment is similar. And with regard to returns under 23A, a failure to enter into agreement with the part clients, that is most important with stock exchanges. The penalty is 1 lakh rupees for each day during which such failure continues, or 1 crore, whichever is less. In the same way, 23D, 23EFG, with regard to delivery of unlisted securities or excess dematerialization of delivery and such things, then it is 25 crores. Then where no separate penalty is provided, then it is up to 1 crore. So section 23I in fact empowers the SEBI to appoint an officer who is called adjudicating officer, who would follow the ad interim partem rule, and then he will take factors which are necessary to take a decision into consideration under section 23J. Under 23K, all the penalties will be credited to the Consolidated Fund of Government of India. And under section 23M, if no punishment is provided for any violation, punishment could be imprisonment for a term which may extend to 10 years or with fine, or fine which may extend to 25 crore rupees or with both. Under 23M, the tribunal or court can compound the punishment. So friends, this is with regard to the punishment and compounding and the adjudicating officer's role with regard to the provisions under the Securities Contract Regulation Act. The SEBI is concerned, that's part 1, what you are supposed to understand. SEBI grants recognition to intermediaries. Their violation of intermediaries. Here, violation by stock exchanges and companies with regard to listing agreements. Right? Or it could be with regard to furnishing returns and such information. Either way, either with regard to stock exchanges, any problem comes up, you have to go to SAT. From the central government, the adjudicating officer makes out any kind of punishment or order, even then you have to go to Security Separate Tribunal, SAT. Now friends, the last part of discussion under Unit 1, that is the Securities Contracts Regulation Act, I will take up the Constitution and powers of Security Separate Tribunal in my part 3. We'll wait for that.